Okay, thank you, Miss Bunga, for your time. This interview is part of my thesis research on grade 8 students' argumentative writing. I am interested in your experience and observation as their English teacher. There are no right or wrong answers. I simply want to understand your perspective on how students write and what challenges you face. Okay, first question, Miss Bunga. How long have you been teaching English at this school, specifically grade 8 students?
This is my second year.
Second year.
Yeah.
Okay. How is argumentative writing introduced and taught in your grade 8 English class? What materials or approaches do you typically use?
For the argumentative, usually I use the holistic method. Like they have to read first, they have to read the text, and then I give them the explanation about what is argumentative, what is the features, language features of argumentative, and after that they have to analyze the text, and at the end the final product will be their writing. They have to write the argumentative text by themselves or with their peers, like that.
Okay. Does the school curriculum, Curriculum Merdeka, specifically require students at this level to produce argumentative writing?
Well, if you ask me about Curriculum Merdeka, I don't really understand. But for our school, we use Cambridge. Cambridge curriculum, and it states in the syllabus that one of the texts that we have to teach is the argumentative.
How much class time is typically dedicated to teaching and practicing argumentative writing in a semester, Miss?
Actually, argumentative in my class in G8, we started the argumentative lessons in second semester. In second semester, we learn how to analyze, how to write the argumentative. Maybe two to 4 periods.
Okay. In your experience, how well do grade 8 students understand the structure of the argumentative text, introduction, body paragraph, and conclusion?
Actually, it's not that hard for them. Yeah, maybe just few students who still need encouragement to understand more about the structure of the argumentative, but most of the students, they understand how to create, how to write the argumentative, find out which one is the correct arguments, how to give the evidence and such, since they have learned how to write essay since G7. Yeah, maybe they just have to recall their memory about how to write this and the structures of it. But usually they keep forgetting about the thesis statement, how to write the thesis statement, or maybe how formulate their thesis statement so that the next following paragraphs should align with their thesis statement. Usually they forgot about that.
Okay. Did you notice whether they can connect paragraphs logically or they tend to write paragraphs that feel disconnected? Their paragraphs tend to be related or disconnected?
Okay. For some students, they already can connect. They make coherent paragraphs, but yeah, maybe just some students who usually they do not plan first. They do not write their planning first before they write. Nah, itu yang usually miss some parts, but usually the thing that the students miss is the connecting words or the linking words at the beginning of the paragraph. Usually they have to put, like, in order to make one paragraph to another paragraph connect, they have to add, like, in addition, moreover, such, in addition, something like that. But That's something that they
Sometimes miss.
sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. Now about their vocabulary use. How would you describe your students' general vocabulary level when writing in English? Do they tend to use formal or informal language?
Because I tend to I tend to tell them that if you want to write like argumentative and then essay and then persuasive, you have to use formal language, and if you want to write the narrative, you can use the words or the language in that appropriate with the story gitu. Jadi they already they already know that when you write argumentative you have to use formal language. However, sometimes they forget about the abbreviation. They keep using that, like like isn't or something like that, or maybe POV, something like that. They forget about that, but most of the words used in their argumentative is a formal word.
Okay. What about errors in word combination, Miss? Like word combination that sound unnatural or incorrect in English. Did you notice any?
Unnatural, usually when we give them the word limit, they want to reach the word limit, and then they make or they add like some words that not connected to each other gitu ya. Itu sih usually the mistake that they use because of the word limit that we gave to them. So ya udah, they add maybe this word is good to to
Fulfill
to fulfill the
the word limit,
to fulfill the word limit, something like that.
Okay. And what do you do in class to help students expand their academic vocabulary for writing, Miss?
Usually we start with reading the extracts, so that hopefully they can get few words from the extract and they can use it later for their own. And then I connect the topic from one extract. For example, today's topic is about zoo. So start from the reading, we're talking about zoo, and then for the writing, the topic is still the same about the zoo. So hopefully when they write, they can take few words from the extracts for their own argumentative text or their writing.
Okay. Let's move on to the next category, Miss, grammatical accuracy. What are the most common grammatical errors you see in your students' writing?
Especially for the argumentative only or for most of the writing?
In most essays.
Okay.
In any essays.
Okay, some students mixing the grammar. Usually for the argumentative, for the essay, we use present tense, but then they mix it with the past tense or even with another maybe no grammar, or sometimes they make a sentence but not fully not the complete sentence. Usually like that. First is what we call it, mix up.
Subject verb agreement do not meet the subject and verb agreement, or they mix the tenses.
They mix the tenses. Yeah, they mix the tenses, and then they do not make the full sentence. They thought it's already full sentence because it's already long, but however it's hanging sentence since for the to be and something, they forget about that.
Okay, so they miss the verb sometimes, or they miss the
use of tense, the use of tenses.
Okay. Okay, this answered the tense consistency, Miss. Do they also write incomplete sentences, missing a main verb or subject. In your opinion, why do students make these grammatical errors, Miss? Is it because the first language is Indonesian and it influences how they think or write in English?
Maybe because they are not familiar with the with some texts, like they tend to they do not want to read more. So when we read more, we can we can unconsciously know how to write this, right?
Yes.
So because they are not familiar with that kind of text outside the lessons gitu. That's why sometimes they make an error, and then after that because they are in a hurry, because we have time limit like 60 minutes for one writing, more or less 300 to 400 words for the argumentative and any writing gitu in G8. Maybe they push themselves to in hurry, so they forget about the grammar, and then they forget some verb. I think something like that.
Yes. Thank you, Miss. Now the last theme, feedback, assessment, and instructional challenges. When you give feedback on students' writing, what do you focus on most? Grammar, vocabulary, structure, or content, Miss, and why?
The first is I focus on grammar because that's the easiest one to see, to check. I think for the grammatical error, and then for the spelling, something like that, I firstly correct their spelling, correct their error in grammar, and after that maybe I just add give feedback for the ideas, maybe because they already write the thesis statement about this and that, took ideas, but then they only elaborate one idea in their paragraph. I give them comment in that part, and after that, if I have more additional, maybe for what we call it, for the structure, for the linking, for the coherence and cohesive, for the whole,
The content. Okay. Do they respond or apply your feedback in their subsequent writing?
That's the problem. Some students aware, but another students,
They keep repeating
they
the same
keep repeating the same mistake because they even do not see the feedback. Just like, okay, they care about the score, but they don't care about the feedback at all. That's why they keep repeating the same mistake. They forgot about the thesis statement and such because of that.
Okay. In your opinion, what is the biggest challenge your grade 8 students face when writing argumentative essays in English, Miss?
I think it's about the vocabulary use. Since the first language is Bahasa Indonesia, that's why sometimes they are not familiar with some terminology of English terminology when they want to share something, when they want to write something in a formal one. They don't know what is the word for something that they want to say. That's the hardest part.
Okay, vocabulary. Is there anything specific about the school context, like maybe the class size, students' English proficiency level, or the resources that affect their writings?
For the amounts of the students, I think
Class size is okay.
that's fine.
That's fine.
Maybe because they actually because the problem is the vocabulary. Sometimes they need the dictionary, right? But in our classroom we don't have any dictionaries. Teachers should bring the dictionaries from the library, go up to the classroom, and then put it back again and such. That's why kind of challenging for the teachers, also for the students, especially about the vocabulary itself.
Okay, that's one thing that you can change, if I mean, like you wish we have dictionaries available in the classroom. Are there any other things that you think you would like to change about how argumentative writing is taught at the school, and what would it be?
I think the time, what is
The period.
the period, yeah, the period, since we focus, we revert to the syllabus of our school, and the periods of time that they give to us is very limited, only 4 periods for argumentative, and I don't think that's enough for the student to explore more about it. But yeah, hopefully they give more time for that, for us to learn. And also we have a lot of events, right? That's why that's affect our learning process too.
Okay. Yes, Miss. Okay, so Miss Bunga, thank you very much for your time and your honest responses. Your insights are very valuable for my research. Okay, maybe if I need to follow up with 1 or 2 questions, you won't mind, right? It's
Okay, Miss.
acceptable. Okay, thank you, Miss Bunga.
You're welcome.